Okay, so this is Graphing Circles, page 1. This is our notes. And we're going to be talking about circles here. Okay, so first thing, we need some vocabulary. H, and we're going to talk about what that is the x-coordinate of the center of the circle. And K is the y-coordinate of the center. So HK will be a point, or the coordinates, there's your center. The coordinates of that point are H and K. Now the other thing we need then is R, which is the length of a radius. And radius goes from the center out, and that length is R. And all circles have the same one. So for the equation of a circle centered at, remember H is the x-coordinate, and K is the y-coordinate, and it has a radius with the length of R, is the following. It's going to be x, and you're going to change the sign of h. So it's going to be x minus h squared plus, and then y, and you're going to change the sign of k. And you notice pretty much everything is squared here. And that's going to be true for all these conic sections, with the exception of parabolas. And so there it is. So this is really easy, if you see this. To find the center, you just take this number and change its sign. And then you take this number and change its sign. And to find the radius, you take the square root of that number. Okay, so here we've got pictures of 3 circles, and we're going to write the equations for them. All right, so the first thing you want to do then is find the coordinates for the center. So the center is right here. Its xy coordinate is 1, and its y coordinate is -2. And the radius is just the distance from here out, and that's 1, 2, 3. So the radius is 3. So write the equation. We start off with parentheses, and then x. And because this is a plus, it will be -1 squared plus, and then y. And then because this is a negative, this will be a +2 squared equals, and then you have to square the radius, so 3 squared is 9. And that's the equation of your circle. Okay, so we do the same thing on number 2. The x-coordinate is -2, the y-coordinate is 1, and the radius is 1, 2, 3, 4. You could also have got it from going off of any one of these points. I just picked that one. They're all going to be length of 4. So now we write this. Well, I start off with parentheses, then my x. Now because this is a minus, I'm going to change the sign, so it will be a +2 squared plus, and then y. So my y is a positive, so this will be a -1 squared equals, and then 4 squared is 16. So now let's take a look at this one. First thing I do is find my center. It's at 0, 0. The radius is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, because I'm subtracting 0 from this, it just ends up looking as x squared plus y squared equals r squared, which is 36. And the reason is, since we're subtracting 0, we don't put it in. Okay, so this is given a graph. Now, on number 4, the bottom part of this, we're actually going the other way around. They gave us an equation, and we're going to have to sketch the circle. So step 1 that they've got here is write down the center. So you take a look at the number here. It's a minus 3. So you change that sign. So the x-coordinate is going to be plus 3. And then for the y, you take a look at this. It's a plus 2. So you change its sign. That's a minus 2. And then we're going to plot the circle, or the center. The center is at x is 3 and negative 2. So there's our center. And now we need to find the radius. So what the deal here is r squared equals 25. So that you square root it. R then is going to be plus or minus 5. But because we're dealing with the length, we're only interested in the plus version of this. So the radius then is just going to be the positive square root of this number, which is 5. And so what I do is I start at my center, and we're going to do 4 points. I want to move horizontally from the center 5 units. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now move horizontally the 5 units the other way. So this will be 1 point. And then I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units here. Then up 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down 5. And then you graph your circle. All right. Now I'm going to write down the coordinates for these 4 points. So for this point over here, my x-coordinate will be, started at 3, added 5, it goes out to 8, and negative 2. And then I went back 5, so I went to a negative 2, negative 2. And then on this one, I kept these two, I kept my x-coordinate at 3, but I moved up 5, so I went to 4. And then I went down 5, which moved me to, again, my x-coordinate is 3. And my y-coordinate, I moved down 5 from negative 2, so that's going to be a negative 7. And there are the points. So these are the notes. You're going to be doing the same thing on pages 2 and 3. A lot of this is graphical. Remember, the big thing, the 2 big mistakes people make is you have to change the signs of the center. You have to change the signs of the center's coordinate. And you have to remember to square the radius. And then the other thing is just remembering the general form of our equation, which was the x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And so you're going to need to remember the general form of the equation. And that's the first assignment that you're going to have.